Alright, I need to get a still shot. Like, you don't have to be still, kinda, I don't know, act like an eye is coming out of your head or something like that. That's your reaction if an eye was coming out of your head. You're just smiling blankly.
Hi guys, this is Nia, and this is the next episode of How Did They Do That? How are you guys doing today? I hope you guys are doing well. If not, I'm sorry. Get better somehow. Anyway, in our last episode, towards the end of the video, I said something along the lines of how even effects and edits that seem like they would be easy can actually be kind of difficult.
Nothing about special effects is easy. Even the most simplest things take forever.
This episode is one of them episodes where something seems like it should be easy in theory, and it's just not. Like, it kind of is, but it's not. I'm going to be showing you guys how to create your own third eye. When I first did this episode, I'm not gonna lie, I kind of underestimated it because I thought all I was supposed to do was copy an eyeball and paste it on the center of somebody's forehead, and then that was it. That's essentially what we're doing, but it's also not what we're doing, if that makes sense, because yeah, you could just copy and paste it on someone's forehead, but that's not going to look real. If you want to make it actually look realistic, then you're going to have to take a few more steps.
Sorry, it looks a little ghetto. I'm trying my best here, but this is our setup right now, since we have 2 lamps here, and so that's the lighting that we are working with today. The first thing that I did was I created a clean plate. A clean plate is basically empty space of a video or of a still image, and special effects are usually put over the empty space of a video or a still image in order to utilize said video and image. Whenever you have a clean plate, you're supposed to make sure that the lighting, the movements, the overall execution of the empty video is going to be identical to how the final look is supposed to be. That is what I'm doing in these next couple of clips.
Do you want me to move around?
Maybe not moving around, because then we have to track it and stuff. So get off! Get off! Get off! Sorry, there was a cat. I'm not sure if they saw that, but there was a cat.
It was April.
Okay, so I don't know, kind of like a blank stare.
Like, kind of be numb.
Yeah, kind of.
My medication would really help with that.
Well, you didn't take your medication, did you?
Not yet. I take it before work. Gets me through the night.
Just stare. Okay, maybe
Want
that.
me to give the Kubrick stare?
You can do the Kubrick stare. Let me just.
Scarlett Johansson wishes she was me.
Sorry. Okay, now just Kubrick stare into the camera or something. I don't know. Do whatever feels right, babe. The second shot that I got was of me putting an X on Adrian's forehead using a marker. This X is where the third eye is going to be. The reason that I put an X on her forehead in this shot is for motion tracking. Whenever you're trying to edit a video, sometimes it's difficult for the computer to know what exactly it's looking at. And it can mess up the contrast, it can warp the skin, it can just kind of mess up your entire video because it doesn't know what it's looking at. When it comes to motion tracking, you're supposed to either put a shape or reference points on your subject so the computer knows where to look, and so it's easier for it to apply those special effects. The reason why I had the clean plate and why I have the motion tracking is because I didn't know which one was the best to use, and so I was just kind of playing around. Me and my friend Matt we were just kind of playing around which shot we thought would be better to add the eye to. You can use either or of these methods. However, I would recommend using the motion tracking because it'll be easier for your computer to know what it's looking at. Okay, we got that. Now all I need you to do is now stare into the camera, try to do exactly how you were before, because I need your head in the exact same placement, like over here. There you go. You can move around a tiny bit if you want.
The last thing that we're going to do now is we're going to start editing.
The program that we're currently using is called Adobe After Effects. The first thing that we did when we opened up After Effects is we opened up a program called Mocha Pro. After we opened up Mocha Pro, we went to use the X line tool so we can draw around the area that we want to use in order to put Adrian's third eye. We made sure that our translation, our scale, our rotation, all of that good stuff was checked. We did uncheck shear and we went down to check mesh. After we checked mesh, we went under the bar that says automatic and we went to click uniform instead, and then we clicked generate mesh. Once we generated the mesh, we played the video in order to let Mocha track or do its thing. After it was done tracking and whatnot, we went up to the little pink grid and we clicked on it, and then we started it from the beginning and then we replayed it to let it track once again. Then we stopped the video, we brought it back to the beginning, and then we clicked on the tab that said stabilize, and then we got rid of the grid. We then pressed a zoom to fill, and then we pressed mesh warp, and we went to draft and we clicked the option that said high.
We then exited Mocha, and then we left the option that said pre-comp MP4, and then we clicked on the option that said iComp instead. And then when we pressed iComp, there was an eye on Adrian's forehead. Now we're rendering the warp that we put on the image.
We're just doing a quick preview of what it looks like right now. Ugh. Yo, I'm proud of how it came out. But yo, that blink looked disgusting. Like, look at it blink one more time. Oh my god. Oh, stop. That's gross. So yeah, right now the entire video is just rendering in order so it can, you know, actually play a lot smoother and faster. That's what that green thing at the bottom is when it means it's rendering. The clip that I'm showing you right now is one example of the edit not working out the way that it should have, or the way that I wanted it to. If you look at the video, Adrian's head isn't moving around a lot, but she's moving a tiny bit. And whenever she moves her head up, or whenever she puts her head down, the eye, it stays in one place, but it doesn't necessarily follow in one place. It just looks like we just put a picture on Adrian's forehead. And it's moving around a little bit, but it's also lagging. It just looks really strange. On top of it slipping on Adrian's forehead, all of her eyes just stay open majority of the time in the video, especially the third eye, and it doesn't look realistic at all, at least in my opinion. And every time that we tried to edit, it would do the same thing, and it would just slip worse, or it would just look weirder. So we had to find another method in order to actually get the eye to move with Adrian's forehead and to make it look a little bit more realistic.
In order to make the third eye look a little bit more believable, I got a third shot of Adrian where she was moving and blinking her eyes. After I got this shot, we cut around her right eye in the shot where her eyes were moving around, and then we pasted it to our clean plate. And once we were able to cut around her eye in our third shot and place it on her clean plate, that's when we were able to make the eye look a little bit more realistic, as well as to finally figure out a way to keep it from moving around on her forehead. And now, after all of that, the editing is finally done. Here's the final outcome, and I hope you guys really like it.
I'll never catch him while I'm this small.
curious butterflies.
You mean bread and butterflies?
Oh, yes, of course.
And that's about it. That is how you create a third eye for yourself. Now, something that does kind of screw with me a little bit is when the final product was done, I showed it to one of my friends, and the only thing they had to say about it was that it looked like that Wizards of Waverly Place episode where Justin had that talking pimple on the middle of his forehead.
He's already mad about the trophy. If he finds out about this, we're both hoes.
Excuse me, you're host. You did this. I'm just the guy with the big gross talking Z on my forehead.
Hello? I'm right here.
I don't really know how I feel about that comparison. Like, they ain't wrong, but at the same time, it's the fact that they were so specific that got me. It's the fact that they even remembered that episode existed in the first place. They weren't wrong at all. They're not wrong. It does kind of look like a pimple. A cool pimple, but a pimple nonetheless. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching this episode, and I hope you guys have a fantastic day, and I will see y'all in the next one. Bye!